RoboTaxis, the sci-fi movie prop that has been only 2 to 3 years away for the past decade, it's here. With new announcements coming with increasing frequency this year and more deployments planned next year. In this video, I wanted to briefly outline the different players and business approaches that these companies are taking. First, we should answer the question, why do we want this?
Why do I want this?
Yeah.
Because I want to make bank, bro.
Yeah, that's the right answer. RoboTaxi Business globally is taking hold and growing, expected to reach values in the hundreds of billions of dollars within the next decade. But the role that each company plays is not the same, so I decided to construct a model to demonstrate. A pyramid, the strongest shape ever constructed.
A shape that fits all other shapes inside of it.
No, it's true.
At its base, its core is the autonomous driving technology, the robo in RoboTaxi. That technology company provides the system, although like any company, they likely rely on Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers to provide parts of it. They don't have to make the cameras themselves, for example, or own the fab to make the advanced processors. The vehicle provider is near and dear to my heart, but enough said about them. The fleet manager is a completely different story, the overlooked and thankless job of maintaining the robotaxis, cleaning them out, putting energy in the EVs or fuel in them in some cases, and all this needs to take place at a strategically located depot where the work can be done efficiently. The owner-operator, they own the fleet, they insure them, they have to deal with local, state, and federal regulators. They also typically are the ones to provide the teleoperation of the vehicle if it gets stuck somewhere, like in a construction zone or a parade. Lastly, at the top of the pyramid is the ride-hailing service provider. They're the app that the customer uses. They take payments from them, and because they do that, they also have to deal with customer complaints and account issues. In this pyramid scheme, the bottom and the top are seen as the juicy, desirable differentiators, the place where you can make bank, bro. The fleet manager and unfortunately the vehicle supplier are more replaceable. That's the common belief. Not that you can't make money in these areas, just that they are closer to a commodity than a differentiator. Waymo thinks this is true too, and thus they want to control the base and the top of the pyramid. That's true in many of their deployments, although in Austin and Atlanta, they operate with Uber providing the customer interface to the ride-hailing network. Waymo's current fleet consists mostly of Jaguar I-Paces. They are also testing Zeekr RT electric minivans and intend to deploy them in the US, although being built in China, we assume they must cost double unless they've cut some kind of deal with the White House. And very soon, Waymo should be testing Hyundai Ioniq 5s on the road to eventually supplement and replace the aging Jaguars. Allow me a minute to lecture the Detroit 3. All three of these vehicles are battery EVs. All three come from automakers who think globally and will engineer both left and right-hand drive models. Waymo isn't interested in what you have to offer. The fleet management, they outsource to other companies. Some interesting partners here. Move was founded in Nigeria to help finance human-operated ride-hailing vehicles, and it has expanded to help maintain robotaxis as well. Transdev and Amovo, I think that's how it's pronounced, provide fleet management services in other cities for Waymo. And Avis Budget Group is just who you think they are. Experts at maintaining fleets of daily rental vehicles. They're trying their luck at maintaining fleets of Waymo robotaxis. This is not investment advice, but I like what they're trying to do. I think their competitors should also be moving into this space too. And the legacy automakers have also considered getting into this area. After all, who better to maintain a fleet of vehicles than the automakers themselves? Now, if I were them, I would not rely on the franchise dealers to do the work, but there could be a fight in there. You could envision a model where basic maintenance is done on site, but more serious repairs are outsourced to the franchise dealers in the area and have them get paid. Fleet management may not seem like a key differentiator, but it is super important to do well, and it ain't easy. Overnight hours are the best time to service these vehicles, but good luck finding a skilled technician who wants to work the overnight shift unless it's like their second job. Battery EVs require less routine maintenance, no oil changes, fewer brake replacements, but they do need dedicated place to recharge. To control costs, you want to manage when you charge as best you can to reduce the energy costs. And without a human ride-hailing driver in the RoboTaxi, you can guess that the riders are more likely to be a slob, so they will require cleaning. The vision for this work is to be highly automated. But the reality is that humanoid robots are many, many years away from being able to replace a skilled mechanic, and it's just cheaper to pay a human near minimum wage to clean out and plug or unplug the AVs when they come in. That's just the truth of this business. Speaking of robots, let's talk Tesla. Just like their EV business, they want to be vertically integrated and control the whole experience, from the autonomous technology to the vehicle, all the way up to the app. There are likely some subcontractors in there, but none that have been identified. What makes Tesla unique is the idea that someday they'll adjust their model to allow privately owned Teslas to join the robotaxi fleet. They've not provided details or rules around this. Conceptually, Tesla would make room for people to be the owner and maybe provide some or all of the maintenance. We have to wait some more to know exactly what responsibilities and liabilities are shifted to the owner from Tesla. Zoox, an Amazon company, is like Tesla in that they want to own the whole business model, and they've built a dedicated Level 4 autonomous robotaxi to serve that purpose. Uber is also really interesting. They tried to develop their own autonomous vehicle technology, but they gave up in 2020 and pivoted to focus on being the ride-hailing service provider of choice. Basically everyone has the Uber app on their phone, so they're leaning into that advantage. They've announced partnerships with Waymo, Mobility, Mobileye, and AV Ride in different variety of cities across the US. Eventually, I assume they'll have different technology partners operating in the same city, and Uber will be the one to decide which one comes to get you. Mobility is one of those partners. They're also working with Lyft. In addition to Uber, Mobility is providing the autonomous technology, and they're acting as the owner-operator. While Mobileye is just providing the technology solution, allowing other partners to take on the responsibility of being the owner-operator. So next time you see an announcement about robotaxis, think about who's contributing the real value to the partnership. Unfortunately for legacy automakers, they've largely given up on trying to develop their own SAE Level 4 robotaxis. Instead, they're just trying to get personal use vehicles to Level 3 on select roads. They don't have unlimited development budgets. Level 2 Plus, Level 2 Plus Plus, and Level 3 systems will help them make more money on their personal use vehicles. They've made the hard choice to allow other tech companies to lead the way to Level 4 and beyond, and they'll just have to compete to provide the vehicle platforms for the emerging robotaxi industry.